right. So somewhere yesterday, and we had a discussion that really opened up our eyes to the topic of tonight. And the discussion was on the challenges that many intercultural marriages are facing. It was just a discussion that came about that had nothing to do with this thing called marriage today. But eventually we felt that how about we handle the same topic on this thing called marriage. And what is an intercultural marriage? An intercultural marriage is whereby you are married to someone who is not of your tribe, who is not of your culture, and probably not of your race. We have marriages that people are married to Asians, you're married to Europeans, you're married to Arabs, you're married to etc. Those are interracial kind of.
Married to Kambas.
Kambas is cultural. Yeah. So there is intercultural and interracial marriages.
There are some problems that comes up. There are some little concerns, little what do you call them? Little issues that come up here and there, and that can easily break a home. But let me for this, I think we should ask it this way as a start. Mm-hmm. Do you believe in intercultural marriages? Mm-hmm. Can you are you okay? Because there are people who also, we don't assume that everybody is married here. There are some who are not. Are you okay with marrying somebody who's not of your tribe? Mm-hmm. Somebody who's not of your origin or country or something like that? Are you okay with that? Because there are people who they can't marry certain tribes. Mm-hmm. They cannot just marry certain tribes. Reasons best known to them. Mm-hmm. But would you? Number two, are you in one? And what are some of the experiences or challenges that you've had over time concerning the same? What are some of the issues you've had? Because this thing is happening. Yeah. And there are marriages, that has broken because they're of different tribes, mm-hmm. especially in Kenya. And so there are some cultures are different, traditions are different, mm-hmm. habits are different. So what are some of the challenges that people go through? Mm-hmm. We want to discuss that in a bit, and then so that we can bring it to the light. How should you live? Mm. How should the couple, married couple, live with the other person who is not of their tribe? Just to clear the floor, my partner and I, we are of different tribes. So we are not of the same tribe. That's why this subject is very, very important. We are of different tribes. Mama is a different tribe, I'm of a different tribe.
Intercultural marriages are, intercultural relationships or datings to start with look very attractive on the onset. Very attractive. Someone wants to feel I'm dating a Luo man.
Very romantic.
And this thing of certain tribes being, well known for something, now becomes like a point of attraction. You that is in an intercultural relationship, intertribe, interracial, what has been your ups and downs? What have you learned? What has kept you? What attracted you? Because, there's that thing that pulls you. Like many girls now are going out for, I want to marry a white man. Okay? That is interracial. Mm-hmm. Okay? I want to marry a certain race, I'm attracted to Spanish guys, French guys, and all that. Why are you attracted to them?
As we're discussing this subject, we want you to make sure that you become as open as possible, right, and as real as possible, mm-hmm. as you keep your respect also. But let's also be very natural. Just to break the ice, don't be tribal. As in, don't be a tribe hater. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, be real. Yeah. And let's be honest. Like, for example, the conversation we were having yesterday night, it was because of what? It was because of the wife is feeling this man is not romantic. It's just not romantic. And there are others who believe men from this tribe are just romantic. There are people that believe Kenyan men are not romantic, but they believe Congolese men and Nigerian men are romantic. I tend to disagree.
Because you're a Kenyan man.
Not really.
Because you are a Kenyan
Not
man.
really.
Because you're a
We
Kenyan.
have
Believe
Kenyan
you me.
romantic men.
Like
Very, very
I would
romantic.
never agree with the saying that Ugandan women make better wives, because I'm a Kenyan woman. That's being you see now, that one you will accept because
their upbringing is different from our upbringing.
yes, and now and now agreeing to it that they make better wives is not true.
We would like to hear your mind.
Yeah.
We would like to hear, what do you think? And some of you are living with Nigerian men already. Some of you are living with Kenyan men.
Or maybe you've dated.
Or you've dated. And the truth is this. You dated a Kenyan man, I dated a Nigerian man, or whatever, an Asian man.
What's the difference?
You say, this is a lie. I've dated a Kamba guy, and I've dated a Luo man, and damn, God is good. So there is that which experience you've had. Also, being in mind, probably some of us already in marriage, and you're experiencing, this my husband, this my wife is just out. And let me ask, just before even we go for, because I'm seeing people are really talking. Let me ask, when it comes to romance, right, or being romantic, does it apply on both spheres in terms of man and woman, or only men?
It should apply on both.
On both. So
Yeah.
there are women who are not romantic.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But see, mostly it is thrown onto men because
They're the initiators.
one, they are the initiators. Two, there is that wrong perception that men should treat women good in terms of now showing the romance part.
That's our culture.
It's wrong. It shouldn't be.
Think so?
Yeah, because I'm this person that believes it's okay if you disagree. I'll say love is two-way. Romance is two-way. Okay? I cannot just sit around and expect my husband to be the one that is playing romance and I'm not. What is my part in that marriage? Is he the one marking the marriage alone? Okay? So there's my part as a woman of showing romance to my husband. Okay? And there's the part for him as a man playing and showing romance. Okay? So it is both way. It can't be one way. It can't.
So we can have romantic men and romantic women.
They are there.
Right.
They are there. And unto you if you have one.
And romantic wife.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yes. And romantic husband. You're finished.
Imagine your wife is a romantic.
Yesterday it was such an intriguing moment. You know, the kind of laughs we were having, they were rollover laughs, okay? Because you can imagine, this one is like, you have houses. What is all this that you're talking about? What else? How else should I show romance? And the wife is like, that is not romance.
But flowers for birthday came at by midnight.
It was
that was something.
Yeah, it was a rib-breaking moment for us, and we said, why don't we handle this topic today? And I'm sure someone is going to be enlightened, someone is going to be blessed, some marriage is going to get life, someone is going to get away because there are challenges.
Now, in intercultural marriages, there are three major challenges, and I want to start with the first one. And I want to ask this question openly, even to you and even to her. For example, let's say, as kiongozi wa wengi amesema, wewe ni Mluya. Mama yako, your mom has just come from Western. Ajui lugha ingine, anajua Kiluya tu. Kinyore. And then here is your beautiful Kamba lady, Rhoda Mwende, who has no clue what Kinyore iko. Azileta kumamaji ajui, bado anaisema na Kikamba accent. Then now your mom of this guy comes from Maragoli for example. And then your mom wants to talk to you, or you're in the house. And then you talk Kiluya. And this issue is about, your mom wants to talk to you about probably her health. She wants to talk to you about
Challenges
too. But is not concerning your wife in any way. But the best way she can express herself is through what? Kiluya. At that point, is it necessary for you to allow her to speak Kiluya, whether your wife is there who does not understand that language, or you have to force your mom from the village who does not know Swahili, does not know English, to speak a language that your wife or your husband will understand. Because that's where now sometimes, because people need to agree on, in regards to our house, this is how things will run. But we're talking about now, your mama has come, your father has come. What should happen at that particular moment? You see?
Yeah.
Because there's some of the issues that are there. They come about. My mama just come from Kamba, Kamba. And now, me, I'm here. I don't know Kamba. I only know my tribe and English and Swahili. But now there is this issue whereby my mother-in-law, for example, who knows Kikamba, has to talk to me. I will talk to her daughter. Matter of fact, I came, Mami, how are you? Ile Kamba, you know do and I've just asked, I've just greeted her. We've greeted. We've had dinner, probably lunch. Now she feels she wants to talk to my son, okay, or my daughter, for example. And Anazar, nakwambia, asema Kikamba. At that point, should I sit there, they talk Kikamba, or should I walk out? Number two, should I allow my people or her people, for example, your white people who are of, for example, Kikuyus, your Aluya, you allow your mom or your father to talk to your wife, you allow your father to talk to your wife, who is the Kikuyu, and you're seated there. What do you think should happen? You see, so today you'll allow us interact with you. We want to hear your mind as we answer, as we discuss. So you're part of this today's broadcast, right?
Right.
Yeah. So there are two of them, and there are more. There are more. So do you have some comments coming in?
Yeah, but I think we should roll on with the challenges as they comment.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the major challenges in research or in complaint or in communication that is very rampant in cross-cultural marriages is cross-cultural marriages are still not widely accepted in so many cultures and races. That is challenge number one. That many parents, you go and tell them, as you answer the question that he has posed, many parents you go and tell them, perhaps I'm getting married to a Luo, all right? And perhaps you're from the eastern side, like Rhoda Mwende and the husband, okay? Like myself and him. The first shocker they get is Mila, okay? The kind of traditions that these people have.
Wow.
The truth be told, the traditions in the Western, the traditions in the in Nyanza are very heavy than the traditions in Eastern and coming to the other you know. And that is something I had to talk to him about, which again also I have realized with time some things are changing. Some of the agreements probably as a couple you had before you got married, and you know it has worked over time. With time also those things are like dying. You know, the agreements are not being kept, or zinadidimia tu, unapata tu zina lose value, or zina lose meaning, ama zinachukuliwa lightly. Okay? So that's another challenge, that these agreements, these challenges should be posed up front before even you marry. Like now, for example, you've asked a very good question, that mama ametoka Ukambani, she does not know Swahili. That is something that you're not new to. You must have met her before you got married, right?
Probably, yeah.
Not probably, yes.
Probably.
The right way should be.
That's what I've met in the
okay, the right way should be, you meet the parents of your spouse before getting married.
True, yeah.
Or of your date, or of your whatever, of your boyfriend or girlfriend before getting married. So you must have met that woman, whom by the time you went to greet her in Mayakos, she was not understanding Swahili. So it was your wife interpreting, this is what mom is saying. Or you had an interpreter there, maybe your brother-in-law, who was telling you, mama namaanisha hivi. No. Someone was giving you the tips, or someone who was speaking on her behalf. So For you to expect in years for her to learn Swahili, are you not dreaming? The thing is, one day this woman would come in my house and would have to speak to my mwende in Kikamba. And I wouldn't understand, or I have to take.
So you have to take?
Yes.
So it should not, at that point,
yeah.
It shouldn't be an issue.
At that point, it shouldn't be an issue because it was something you entered into knowing. Now, there's this other scenario, different scenario, whereby Mzee is from Nyanza, okay, or is from Bunyore. And when you met him, he can even speak English. He's those men who walisoma kitabu kidogo, okay? He can speak Swahili hapa, even if he's more fluent in Luo.
Vernacular,
yeah, he's more fluent in vernacular, he's more fluent in Bunyore. But he can speak Kiswahili. He can speak a little bit of English, you know, and that is how you met him. When you went to the village, matter of fact, he greeted you and told you, my daughter, you're welcome. Karibu sana huku ni nyumbani nini. Kwanza akakupeleka kwa shamba, akakupitisha, akakuonesha fruits, akakuonesha graveyards zote za mama yake and all that in Swahili. That's different from mama from Mkambani who doesn't know anything.
I don't think it's different.
It is. This is the difference, eh? Mama wa Ukambani, the first scenario that you've given, when you met her, ni Kikamba peke yake, ajui Kiswahili aki. Na si kutaka, hajawahi ongea Kiswahili yeye. Si kutaka, si ati nini ama ni nini. Yeye hajawahi ingia shule, ajui Kizungu. So even if she wants to, now that the daughter has married a Luo man, she wants to learn Swahili so that she can communicate with her son-in-law, it's impossible. Because it's not anything that can happen overnight for her to learn Swahili.
But you see also, on the point of, as much as Mzee has come from Nyanza, and he used to talk Swahili, it's now maybe 10 years, and it's the village, the language he's talking more is the vernacular.
Yeah.
So ile Kizungu kidogo ina kufa.
True. Very true.
Now, he wants to express that on his back. Back is a kanundu. And the best way he can express himself is in vernacular.
Very true.
And he's talking to his son because he wants this thing to be treated.
Now
you don't have to expect him to explain. Unajua niko na kitu kamfura kama. He might not express it well. There are some things that come well in your vernacular.
That is true. I don't disagree. Okay? But, number one, that's why I said, when Rhoda and the husband, I'm giving an example with her because the husband came out very clearly. When they got married, they must have gone to their parents' home.
Definitely.
And there's a way she was received there, in maybe Bunyore land. And there's a way the guy was received in Kamba land. And probably Rhoda realized Mzee in Bunyore can speak in Swahili. And can also speak in English. Like my father-in-law can speak in English. Your father.
Lakini anakula mdomo hapo.
Anaweza ongea lakini. Anaweza.
Yes.
Na Kiswahili pia, hata kama ni Kiswahili imejaa Kijaluo ndani, at least me and him we are free, we talk in Swahili.
Msichana yangu.
Msichana yangu. Mitoto. Mimi naita mitoto yangu. But at the end of the day, I'm not disadvantaged like the one who totally their father-in-law can only speak Luo. Kuna mahali tu tutakaa chini na father we can talk for 1 hour Swahili tukipitana tu, zingine nikijaribu kuweka pamoja na zingine akipitwa na Kiswahili yangu because yangu ni ya tao. Unaona? So the thing is my point of concern is, what were the basis of your marriage in terms of agreement when that was about, or hakukuwa na agreement yoyote?
Probably there's no agreement.
Majorly. And that is what happens.
Yes.
Majorly in many marriages, hakuna agreement.
Just imagine, you're talking to your father, ndio budangu amekuja. Anakuambia unaita ponda.
Unaita nani mbunda? Umeanza matrusi hapa kijana?
Mbunda. Because
for your record, that is my father-in-law. He had the word Buddha and he was like, nani ananiita mbunda? You see now, it can get offensive.
That is why now, the best way to communicate with him is in the language he knows best. You know, in the language he knows best. Because this one he knows, yes. But hata beka zikienda, anaisahau.
Now, the question is this,
The question, to bring probably a shed light on it, is that I will still be for the idea that there are things we need to agree on. And even if you agreed before, at some point you need to change some things.
All right. Now, on to the challenges as you are answering his question. On to the challenges number 1, which we said cross-cultural marriages are still not widely accepted in so many cultures and races. What is the remedy for that? People should open up.
For me,
because we are going to mention the challenge and the how to handle.
As we do that, I would like us to go through the comments because we might miss them.
Yeah.
So we do both.
So can we answer the challenge
for me,
on that?
At that point, because now, even before we get to the answer, okay.
They are not widely accepted.
They are not widely accepted.
Because of the fear of maybe the millers.
For me, if you're a Christian, don't make your wife or your husband go through your traditions. Don't make them. As in, make it easy for them. Now, as a Christian, we don't follow those traditions.
Right.
But if your husband follows them or your wife, where they come from, strictly they follow, don't force your spouse. Number 2, when it comes to communication in your home, in terms of mama has just come from Vihiga, and I'm kujapo na kinyore ingine ila ndani ila kama kiveri meshikana. What happened is, let mama be free. Don't put her under pressure to try and communicate to her children who understand her better because you're there. Me, according to me, I would say that give them time to talk. Let them have their meeting. This is a family meeting. The mom wants to talk to her. She came to Nairobi, she wants to talk to her sons because she can't get all the sons to come to the village. So when she's here and she wants to talk to her sons or her daughters, excuse yourself, let them have their meeting. You will come back, you'll have dinner with my mama, where you meshindaje to mekula, please. You want to talk again with your daughter, go up and rest or do for something. But don't make her uneasy. You're sitting there. Like you find, this is, for example, a lady's Kamba. The father is Mkikuyu. He's Kikuyu. And he wants to talk to his son in Kikuyu, or his because he has come in, 2 of his sons or 3 of his daughters have come, or all of them have come. You're putting a whole family under pressure for one person. One person. Mama, it's very easy because there's a truth. At the end of the day, whatever I discuss with my family, my wife will know.
Not all.
It should be like that.
Especially those that maybe touches on her negatively. Not all.
It depends. It depends.
For me, what I would tell, especially women, because now this one highly hits on them, sana. Yeah. Okay, this one hits on women. If you're married in a cross-cultural or cross-tribe, okay, and your in-laws come over and you realize that mzee or mama cannot be able to communicate well in Swahili or in English, the language that you can be able to understand, one, as he has said, set them free, okay? Even if they're in your house, don't get moody or don't get to a point whereby now you're feeling as if now they are occupying your space, they are being disrespectful, because those are feelings where mwenye tu utachangia. It is not easy. It is not easy that people are in your house and they are talking a different language from what you can understand. It tends to make you feel as if somehow they could be talking against you or discussing things
about you.
Yeah, discussing things that are not for your favor. Okay? Not forgetting that most inter-tribe marriages, the parents are somehow usually praying that their son or their daughter would have married of their tribe. Yeah? So unaweza kwa serikali inabadilishiwa kwa sitting room yako and you don't know. Unaona? Maybe they are talking of how there is a certain, and you're there playing with your kids. You know, they are making a fool out of you. But for me, for the sake of your peace and for the sake of how, you know, for marriage to work, some of these things is, if you can give yourself shughuli, go, leave them, let them have their time. If you have a good relationship with your husband, he will come and tell you what they were discussing with mzee and mama and your fellow in-laws, if at all he's a good man. Even if they were gossiping you, atakuambia. No, but you see, the gossip part, he may not come out clean to tell you, because these are his people. Again, he's also, you know, covering the relationship between you and them. Okay? But outrightly, that is a very tight position to put your wife or your husband in. Because again, I highly am this kind of a person who 101% believes in the comfort of my spouse and my children in their home. 100%. My husband should be 101 comfortable every day
but
in his house.
But you see now.
Okay? Any sort of small discomfort for me, that's my belief.
Yes, and I don't disagree. For me,
okay.
I look at it. This thing is not forever. It's not every day.
And that is why now I've said, for a while, for some few days, you can swallow it. You can take it.
Because mama will not be here for you more than a week.
How about for those mamas that now camp in the home, in my son, in mitoto yangu?
Mitoto yangu. What happened is this: if your mama is staying for long, very easy. B&B. Mama has a place where she sleeps. Mama has a place where she take. As in, look for B&B. B&B is better.
I don't know.
A place where, like what do you call it? No, hostel.
They are there. They're the furnished apartments.
Yeah, B&B.
Something like that.
Your mom will just go there. So if I feel like I want to go see my mom.
How many can afford that?
They are not expensive.
They are.
Not really.
They are.
Not really. It depends the way women are happy.
Unajua.
Suburbs you'll get for a day, 2-3 thousand.
And most those you're saying B&Bs, furnished apartments, are in those sides.
Yes.
Because they are more used to those sides.
Now, you can agree, in Nyumba, or like me what I've seen somebody talk to a friend. My mom is coming, can you host my mom in your house? Or
that's too much.
Kwa floaty, kuna room. I have seen people trying to look for a way to accommodate their moms, their ways. The thing is this. The thing is, if your mom is staying for long, asikae kwa nyumba moja.
Atembelee watoto wote.
Wote. Asikae nyumba moja. Amekaa hapa 2 days. Muhamisheni. Endo katembelea nani. Hivyo. So that also, she does not choke this one home.
What about the cultures that state that mama na baba, they are more comfortable in the elder sons and in the smaller sons before they go to the middle sons?
You see, them going to the middle, it depends also with their tradition. You can see what I'm saying, as a family. For example, your mom is coming from Kakamega, and I can't stay in my daughter's house. She's married, so I need to go look for my son, my firstborn son. You have to agree with your mom. How long are you here? The first day she will tell you, mimi niko hapa matibabu. Matibabu
inaweza enda long. Na mara mingi wanakujanga matibabu.
Kama ni matibabu, ashaka hapo 3-4 days. You must think very fast. See, this also is something for the man and the wife to talk about it. Mom is coming. Matter of fact, I don't agree on the matter of your mom just ambushing your home.
It doesn't happen.
It should not happen.
It happens, but most of the time utajua mom is coming.
Not really.
There are those who are ambushed.
There are those, most of them ambush.
Kuna wale tu asubuhi kwanza ile siku basi zilikuwa zinakuja usiku. Wewe ulikuwa unaamka 6 mama ako kwa mlango nje before you go to work.
Mwingine anataka 4:30 amekaa kwa mlango amemke mfungulie.
Nampike chai. Mwanzo kupika.
Kabla uende kazi tukunywe chai. Alafu niko na maneno kidogo kwa roho.
So now the thing is there has to be an agreement. This now is from someone whom came and complained to me or told me that she suggested to the husband a cross-cultural marriage again. Suggested to the husband that now that Mzee is here for over 3 days, okay, why don't we get an apartment or a hotel or somewhere where he can sleep.
A hostel, yeah.
A hostel where he can sleep. And the husband sharply and harshly said, why should we get a hotel for him and I have a house? And the Mzee was not coming for 2 days. Okay? And that is father-in-law. Mark you, the house is small. The house is not see ati Mzee ako na bedroom yake. You're getting it. So I agree with you. As Mama has called and has said, I'm coming next week on Monday, people should prepare. Because if God blessing your family, you're not the only sibling.
Yeah.
How are we handling Mama? How are we handling Mzee? Mzee is here for 1 week. Anaenda hospitali, okay, 2 days atala kwangu, 2 days atala kwako, ama tumchukulie hostel. ama tumchukulie the furnished apartments. All of us can be able to go there and speak our Kinyore upside down if we wish. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I really strong. That 1 week, there are marriages that have been broken.
That's what you're saying.
That 1 week. So
it shouldn't.
Yeah, and I'm saying it also again shouldn't be ignored that it shouldn't. It should get a remedy.
The remedy is this. And as
okay?
You said,
it should get how do we handle it, me and you as a couple?
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
What should happen is very simple. This is what should be happen. Should happen. One, from the first day, there is no talking vernacular in the house. Hakuna vile you start talking vernacular, even with the kids in the house.
Who?
Now.
The couple.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, when somebody comes, for example, my sister can speak Swahili. You know, she can speak English. She can do that. But there are some exemptions.
The exemptions highly come on the parents.
On the parents.
Because for
example, also, this is a natural thing. When a family meets, it is unconsciously you will dive into your tradition, into your vernacular.
It is not unconscious.
It's unconscious.
It is a flow.
It's a flow, I'm saying.
But it's not unconscious.
Unconscious, I mean, you have not planned to say it in that way. So what should need to happen is, when there's that place, I will say this, and this is very good for couples. There's a place for creating room.
And that is now whereby I was advising my fellow women, because most of the time it is them that, they get their stepped on. The thing is, don't take it too hard.
Don't personalize it.
Yeah, don't usichukulie na uzito. Okay? Take it lightly and jipe raha and jipe amani. Because this family is here to stay. And that marriage is there to stay. There is a way you can take that thing and you spoil your own home. There is a way. If ni rahisi, mama can go and get a furnished apartment, enda hata we come visit kwa hiyo furnished apartment. Na hiyo time umeenda hapo, make it as brief as possible. Mami, unaendelea aje? Nilisikia uko mgonjwa, umetoka nyumbani, melima. You know, those kind of communications, and then you excuse yourself and you go. If she needs your help, maybe taking her to the hospital, maybe taking her around to Garissa Lodge to buy outfits before she goes to the village, shopping around, do it with all cleanliness of heart. Okay? And if she happens to be in your house and there is no room for the furnished apartments, carry the load. You're married in that home. It is not easy. It is not easy at all. It is not easy at all, and it's not something that I'm saying I am married in a cross-cultural marriage. But the thing is, there is a bigger picture here.
Carry the load, right?
Okay? There is a bigger picture here than what? This thing called marriage atushikani.
To agree.
Hatuwezi agree.
To agree.
Hatuwezi agree.
So
agree. What we were, I think what indirectly or directly, we read the comments, so that we close on that. We go to the second thing we have been handling is now the communication barrier.
Yeah, communication barrier.
Yes.
Yeah, Prince Charles is saying this depends on how deep you take stereotypes from different people, and it's true about those stereotypes. But to make Kamba women meet the best wives, but to me, Kamba women meet the best wives in that they don't easily let go.
That's true. Those are now some of the strengths that we are saying of some tribes.
But saying I like my language marriage, my same language marriage with my wife, because we can gossip a bit about secret things which we wouldn't.
You're lucky.
Others to know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're blessed,
Lawrence
Bernard.
is saying the situation of people around you conversing in a language you can't speak is very common. But if you are good friends with your in-laws, you don't feel sidelined. Unacheka ukisikia wamecheka.
Surely. You might be laughing at your own side. Nimekwambia serikali inaweza badilisha ukiwa hapo kucheka.
Shall we minimize the Kamba examples? Tumewaumiza sana. Oh.
Because you're one.
If my mother comes to the city, and she has an issue to tell me, my wife and her people shouldn't have a problem. I will just talk to my mother and report to my wife usiku tukienda kulala. Okay? Ricky saying the sooner you learn the other language, the better. Really?
Which is not easy, eh?
It's not easy.
It is not easy. Yeah. It is not easy.
It's not easy.
It is not easy. It is not easy. So what what we have indirectly or directly handled is the communication barrier. Okay? What you do, for me, again, I repeat to women, I am in a cross-cultural marriage. And my advice to you, usichukue vitu na uzito. Just let it flow. That man doesn't come every day to that house. That woman doesn't come to that house every day. Okay? When they are there, give them the best treatment if they give you, if they are doing what? If they are nice to you. Okay? If they are deserving. If they are deserving. So isikue, now that they are talking in Kibunyore, so umefura, baka they go back to the village wondering what is wrong with the wife of our
so
son.
She didn't like us.
Okay, she didn't like us, or when you go to that house you won't be accepted. Okay? Just manage it. There is a bigger picture. There is a marriage here. There is a relationship to keep, and these people are here to stay. Unless God takes them. They are here to stay. So the building part should be more visible in your conscious, subconscious. Kama in your comfort is wewe unasikia wanakuudhi, jipe shughuli. Go upstairs. Go visit your sister ako hapo hivyo umoja kando yako. Make for them lunch. Go. Waambie nimetoka nimeenda kununua sapa. Okay? Once they are done with their meeting or whatever they are doing, it can be uncomfortable. It can put you in a tight place. Ujui kenye kufanya na uko kwako. Unaona? Ujui kenye kufanya na uko kwako. Wewe unasema hivyo rahisi, kwako maybe it is that easy. For another person like me, someone who strongly believes in the comfort of their house, it can destabilize you.
The comfort has not been taken.
The comfort has been taken.
See, for example,
what you need to understand
if you have
is
the comfort of probably they're only in your living room. Go to your bedroom, panga manguo.
Unajua kuna nyumba yenye ni living room ndio kila kitu. Curtain ndio zimegawanisha hivi.
Hello tembe kidogo.
Naona. Utatembea hadi saa 4 usiku na kuna kafi.
Hapana. By the time you're coming back, what is it they're saying?
Let me tell you, the conversations of mama coming from the village. Tule tu story tunakuanga hapo tunaenda hadi saa 9 usiku. So, imagine na umetembea umerudi, umeenda kwa jirani umeona Zora, umerudi, unaona, sasa ni saa ya kupika uwapikie. Yaani you're displaced in your house for almost 1 week. You don't know what to do, what not to do. That is why as a couple, if you really love and care for your spouse, have a way out. Especially if mama is coming for long or mzee is coming for longer than 2 days, 3 days. Tafuta njia vile utasaidia mtu wako. Because hapo ndo sasa
holiday.
Unaona? Hapo ndo mnaanzaga sasa kukua na moods, mnapata mnagonga na huko bedroom. Anakushika unampindukia unamwambia hata labda mlikuwa mnanisengenya huko chini. Unaona? So by the time mzee is going and he had come for a good cause, maybe amekuja kutibiwa ama kutembelea watoto wake, amewaacha na vita.
Okay. For those who are in cross-cultural marriages, what are some of your challenges?
How do you handle that challenge?
How have you been dealing with it?
Yeah, mama coming to stay in your house, even akina Bernard Wekesa.
Yes.
How do you handle it?
And let's say somebody is saying, if you're married to a mama's boy like me, your B&B itakuwa shida.
Kabisa?
Atahamia huko?
Kabisa. Atahamia huko ama ataona utaki mama yake, unachukia mama yake, it will be an issue.
Wow.
So I don't know. So agreeing should be a major thing. A major goal for any couple.
For me, my advice would be, when mama is coming, we discuss mama's coming. Mama's coming, mama's stay, mama's upkeep, and mama's going.
Ebu sikieni Bernard Wekesa amenistua, anasema, I can't imagine my mother or father or any elderly person visiting and staying with me na familia even for a night. So Bernard Wekesa, it means you have never hosted anyone from your in-laws or from your side even for a night. that is very, 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 very serious, or I don't know, it's different. Your way is very differently good. Okay? I say, unless it's an emergency. Otherwise, I would make arrangements for alternative accommodation if I have no room for them to sleep. That is the way.
You should make alternatives.
Yes, that is the way. That is exactly the way. That is the mind many men should have.
We have.
Yeah? That is the mind many women, many wives should have. Maneno ya kuleta mama hapo because wewe unamshughulikia ni mama yangu kwani anakusumbua na nini? Si wewe unatoka unaenda kazini. You're making that man uncomfortable and then mnachapa kikamba hapo. Lawrence amesema tuachane na wakamba. Mnachapa kipokot hapo hadi asubuhi na aski until now you're forgotten husband, you're forgotten children because mama is around. Akienda ndio unaanza kukumbuka familia. You know, it is so not nice. Ameingia kwa nyumba, you're like mama kwanza. You know, mama has taken all your attention. Baba has taken all your attention. It's not right.
It's not right.
Bernard Wekesa's way for me is perfect.
Faith Maka is saying, I believe it can only be a problem if at all you look at it as a problem. It will eat you up when they laugh in a kuma.
When they laugh, you tend to wonder, sasa mimi. Yeah, it will kill you. You will definitely feel sasa haki. Hata siwezi cheka. Maybe mimi nasengenywa. Unaona? So, for me, there should be a workable way out that will be in favor of your spouse.
But, okay, yeah. So,
should be a workable way.
The second challenge.
Yeah, before we go there, let me appreciate some of those that are watching from SWA TV. Someone is saying here is Boniface from Kahawa West. Thank you for being part of us, Boniface. Eunice from Kasarani.
Karibu.
Thank you for being part of us. And this one is giving a prayer request, and the other one also a prayer request. We appreciate each and every one of you for being part of us tonight on this thing called marriage. We are discussing challenges in cross-cultural marriages. The first challenge we've handled is of the communication barrier, and we've also touched on cross-cultural marriages are still not widely accepted if in so many cultures and races. What is the remedy of lack of the acceptance? It is not accepted. When mama hears that her daughter is going to Arabia, it is like, are you lost? You know, some of the questions that some of us were being asked is, have you completely in the whole of this village lacked a husband so that you go where you're going to pick?
For me,
it is not easily accepted.
It is not.
Yeah.
What should happen is it shouldn't bother your relationship. This is the truth. Eventually, they will learn to bear with it or accept it.
Yeah.
Because this is somebody you love. So you can't throw them away because my mom will not accept. That's not being logical. So, okay, are you married for your people? And your people should be mature enough to accept and accept your decision and love your choice.
Love your choice.
Love your choice. Because sometimes they can really manipulate. They can easily, meddle. So it's not good. It's not good at all. They should respect your decision. They should support you.
Yeah. And for me, the remedy, I think from my own view is let's open up. Okay? Things are changing. The world is becoming one community via Facebook, via Instagram, via YouTube.
Yes.
Someone like now, someone on SWA TV KE is watching us from Egypt right now. Okay? So we are slowly becoming one community, one major, large community. Okay? So the thing is, let's break this thing. Let's open up. Or else one day, one of your daughter that is 5 years right now will bring an Egyptian man to you and tell you, this is my choice, mommy. Utapigana nayo, utalia, utakuja kwa RFB, we cancel that relationship, but still, if it is God's choice, it will still stand. Okay, so let's loosen up on this thing. Let's drop some of these wishes that we have for our children. You know, if Bernard Wekesa and the wife perhaps by chance got married to, same tribe, okay? Let them not force it down the throat
children.
on their children. For instance, Faith Macau and Josephat from the same tribe. Let them not force it on the boys, okay? Let this thing flow. Let this thing go the God's way or how God would intend it. Because I believe you're speaking to Christians, and every Christian should always walk in the will of God.
True.
Yeah, so whomever God sends your way or sends the way of your daughter, sends the way of your son, let's loosen up and break this thing of being too tight on the cross-cultural and cross-racial, all that. So we are going to number 3. Challenges in cross-cultural marriages. Number 3 is differing cultural practices and values. And now that's the mountain. Number 3 challenge is the differing practices and the values. Yeah.
Explain.
Explanation is, I give an example. It's better to give an example with your own self. It's what you know. I'm married to a Luo. One of their beliefs is mwili lazima ilale kwa boma. That's a practice.
Aseme goodbye kwa nini?
Kwa nyumba yake.
Yeah.
Unaona? I am from Kikuyu. I am from whichever culture that buries from the mortuary straight to the grave. Okay? Those things, matter of fact, the Eastern culture, the Eastern tribes, okay? The what is it called? The Gema community fear dead people. Is a taboo. Sasa nyi mnalalaje na maiti?
Tunaosha.
I was speaking to one of my daughters and she told me, mpaka mna ati wanaendaga kupanguza sweat. Ice ikimelt. What is all that? Weka Mkikuyu hapo ile unyoya atatoka. Mazishi kama, and then now you're pressing this person to sleep in the same room with a husband or with a wife, and that's not their practice. Kwetu si eti hakuna mapenzi, that's not our culture. We don't do that. That's not part of our practices. That's not part of our values. So, differing cultural practices and values, that's exactly
like, you
one
know,
of
there are
it.
some tribes.
How do you handle that challenge?
There are some tribes.
Yes.
Very nice. When during harvest sowing season.
Yeah.
There's a way they know. Wanajonga hii mwezi ni mwezi ya kupanda.
Yeah. Mvua nini.
Their tradition is before you go tomorrow to start planting, that night you must have sex. The day you're harvesting, you have sex again.
You see now those kind of values, you're like, what is that?
And it's so major that if it's not done, there's a consequence to it.
Yeah, in the Eastern, huku milimani huku, mvua inanyeshanga any time of the year, so mnapanda, so mtashindanga hiyo kazi. Si leo tunaenda kupanda, twende. Leo tunaenda kuharvest, twende.
Yes, sir. Do you agree with me? There's
Okay, give one that is good. From maybe where you come from. Don't mention the tribe.
Like one. One that is good.
Me, because let me jog my mind as you talk.
One is one. I'm trying to get one. There's one whereby everything that is for example, if the man passes, everything is given to the first son.
Okay.
The first son owns everything.
So it's not anything that the second born son, third son should argue.
Yeah.
You think that's good?
Yes.
It is not.
What happens is
Kwanza, it is not.
What happens is this. The first son takes up the role of being the father of others.
It is not right.
Then now, is want to now divide, you know. I think it's right.
It is not.
It still brings order. It also brings, it brings order.
Taking place, the place of authority is okay.
It's okay. And then
but sasa ati now he's in charge of everything. What if akwe ni mwenda wazimu akwe aizi atagawia brother yake mdogo kitu?
That does not mean he cannot give the rest. Matter of fact, what happens is, if Mzee could have been there, Mzee could have done what? Angwagawia. So his work is to oversee ule amepata.
Okay, if it is that way, then it is good.
Right?
Yeah, it is good. Another one that I see from where we come from that is good is, you see this thing that men are considered highly than the girl child. From where I come from, there's no boy, there's no girl child. There is, of course, by the difference in gender. But when it comes to property, when it comes to, you know, the value, it is equal in all, in the boy child and in the girl child. So kama kijana anagawiwa shamba anagawiwa, msichana pia anagawiwa the same amount of shamba, or how inagawiwa kwa wote. I think that is very good. So what are some of the practices that are from your community that are good, and give us one that is wicked? Like the husband of Mwende said, 3 nights maiti. For me, that one is extremely creepy, very scary, taking the life out of my chest. You know, just imagining, you know, a dead person is here and the night has come, it has gone. Second night, third night, now on the third night sasa ndio sijui mnazika. That's scary.
Oh,
yeah, so one of my daughters told me that when you go and peep at whoever is dead and you find they are sweating, kuna kakitambaa hapo kando unachukua unampanguza. Hiyo iwezi fanyika.
That is scary.
That is. Are you serious? That's tradition. Are you sure you're for what you're saying? You are not. Kia gani ya maiti? Maiti amekufa aende azikwe the same day.
The last kia.
Kama the nini, our brothers from this other religion, the way they do it for me, that one is it brings healing.
It's like giving you never died.
It brings healing from the same next day.
They bury you in hours.
If you die
that shows
before,
how useless you are.
They bury you if you die before 3 p.m. you're buried before 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes, ikipita jua ikianza kwenda chini, you can't be buried, you'll be buried now the next day early in the morning. But if someone dies between morning and 2, unakimbizwa haraka to the nearest nini hiyo mahali kwao wanazika. That one you start from the next day, you start accepting and healing. Ya kulala na maiti sijui 2-3 months.
Nigerians? Nigerians 6 months.
They are still keeping a body in a morgue.
6 months.
I think morgue business there is booming. If you can count the 1 to 6 months, you've kept a body until they are mourning, they are preparing for burial. And then utapata wanaenda kumchungulia kuona kama amewekwa vizuri.
Anambepana shifting from that fridge, take the upper one.
Yeah, the topmost, the most comfortable.
Somebody is saying here, there's Bernard Kunavile, a lady or a man from another tribe sounds better than from your own tribe. Kuna ka feeling tu kwamba umefika ngambo.
Bernard's wife, have you heard what he's saying?
John Moasa is saying, mine, Papa and Mom, please, I am calling for prayers. These tribal things is on me.
Oh
dear.
May God help you.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you're going through, may God help you. I know it can be tough.
It can be.
It can be tough, and that's why we are on the topic.
Yes.
So the practices can be east to west. How do you match them? Number 1, before marriage.
Before marriage.
Yes.
And
because that's the savior part.
And you must agree which ones. Agree which ones. Agree.
Yes. Like for everyone will die one day.
Yes.
Okay? Everyone will die. What is the best agreement for the cultural practice of the 3 days married to someone whom they take from the morgue straight into the grave? What is the middle ground?
That is beyond you. That is beyond you.
Beyond who?
Beyond the wife or the husband. That's beyond you.
Okay.
Because the family is there. It entails the family. It entails uncle. The entire family, the entire clan. It's beyond. You can't tell the man he came. You see. So that's beyond you. Maybe you say, me, I won't be with him in the house. Me, I won't eat near where the body is. Like that. I won't sleep in that house. Maybe that way. But now you cannot say, one would but about that. Okay, you can also do that. But now, what about the mom?
You see, also these things are about wishes. Okay? If you're Christians, and probably you met and agreed and said, hii practice mimi siipendi kwetu. For example now, perhaps like you say me this thing, I don't like it, I don't want it. The day God forbid or I go, it should not be done to me. Maybe you call your sister and you tell your sister, this thing should not be done to me. Still, was there a bomber where they go with their way? And that was the wish of...
If it was, or the wish of the person...
After the discussion now with your wife.
Yes, it's okay, but... How can you sit down and discuss what death with your wife? No. Some of those things come because there's no those kind of agreements.
What things?
You know, whereby we have to follow these 3 days because your husband is gone.
There was no
There was
discussion.
no discussion because there's no day you sit with your husband and let's discuss when you die. What will happen?
But see, it is something that can be,
I wouldn't advise a couple to sit down and discuss it.
but it's something that eventuality. Okay?
Let's not get there. Let God reach us there.
Yeah, but honor, it is part of the cultural practice. So mkifika hapo mnaruka.
Saruka.
Ikikuja huko mbele igonge mwenye itapata. It's unfair.
Akuna.
It's unfair.
Me, I will go for me. I don't be like this. I don't believe in this.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Okay.
For you between. Do your thing.
So if it is your wife or your husband, you don't bury.
No, I'll come to the burial. I won't participate.
That's better.
This is I won't participate.
That's better.
But then because what one wanna be in a Gia, and if you do this, you have to give him a proper send off.
And then
According to them.
For
so you want to disconnect her from, and then probably after this, you are not going to be our daughter anymore. You won't be our son anymore. Leave us to do whatever we do with our person. So let them.
But now again that one, it might come back to you. Hata hiyo siku ya burial maybe uambiwe hata you can't bury your husband, you can't bury your wife kwa sababu huku mourn vizuri.
For me,
ile the people that are told to shave their hair.
For me, I believe
if you don't shave, you'll go mad.
They should respect your opinion. They should respect. It those kind of things have come. We've seen them on news, or those people refuse the body. But you see, that's what they should respect.
They chased the widow from burying their husband.
They should respect. But when it comes to cultural practices, respect the other person's beliefs and you know.
Yeah.
There are people that strongly believe in.
For me, if it goes to the extreme, okay, this might sound very harsh. I'm a very heartless. If it goes to the extreme and you're from this other community that buries straight from the morgue to the grave, okay, and your person has gone and you feel you don't want to follow those practices and traditions, ashapelekwa village, you know, the 3 days and all that, and they have refused because you didn't mourn your husband well, you didn't mourn your wife well, so you can't come on the burial day. For me, let the dead bury the dead. Usikuje mazishi, kwani ni nini? Kama wamekata uende utende huko uanze kuchapwa na mawe. Ati because you didn't bury your husband well, you didn't bury your wife well. Let it be. After all, the man is gone. The love you had, the memories you created when he was alive, they are more.
That will look so.
That's why I'm saying it will look, itaka very heartless, itaka very careless. No.
Explain to them. Matter of fact,
I will explain to them and tell them.
Matter of fact, at that point, you as the wife or the husband has more say on the body of your husband. Is their child, but is your husband.
But kuna baba na mama na manko na mila. At that time, you're like one is a nimbosho moja kwa mahindi. What are you going to tell them?
Thank God. Let's go to the next one.
The shavings of the hair. If you don't want to shave your beautiful hair.
You say no.
And if you don't shave your hair, you go mad. These traditions, and most of them come during time of death. No. During marriages, madawaris and all that. Okay? What is the general way of handling those traditions?
We are Christians. We don't go.
That's the way.
If you're a Christian, you don't go that way. Charge of it. You're a Christian, don't go that way.
That's the way.
Just leave it. But if there are Christians who still do them.
Yeah, and believe them. Yeah. Inatembeaje?
So there are those that you know.
Inatembeaje mbuzi?
Tembea hivyo.
Itapata hapo kiendanga.
So fikia hapo. So we are to represent.
Imagine una represent hata wewe pia. You become a goat.
In that village you're a goat.
In that village you're a goat.
What should happen?
No wonder you're not thinking and you're in Nairobi.
Yeah, you think like
you think like a goat. If you're already represented in the village they have tied you there.
You can't.
Like the donkey in the Bible.
Yeah, you should not as a Christian you should not start those things.
At all. And if there is one that completely you are uncomfortable with, don't shy to put your foot down.
True.
Let them miscommunicate you from that community. Let them say wewe ni kichwa ngumu, but what does the word of God say? That should be our base.
That's true.
That should be our base. Sio ati nini ama ati mama atanionaje. Atakuonaje then akufunge na mila. Unaona? So we are exempted. We are lucky. We are blessed to be Christians.
Very correct.
Yeah.
All right, number
4. So we've given the solution to that. Christianity is the base, and that is what now should be the guiding line.
Yes.
Okay, number 4 is struggles with unsupportive family. We are on challenges in cross-cultural marriage. Number 4 is struggles with unsupportive families. Remember I said that at some point, the parents from both sides, or maybe from one side may accept, okay? But from another side, they still are feeling, I wish tu mtoto wangu angeoa kutoka kwetu. A girl that I can talk to, msichana wangu, unaona? From, mtoto wa, Nyaugenya. Sisi ni nyawapi? Nyamwalo. Unaona? Nyamwalo ni kumaanisha ni from akina Waluya. No, that one is no, you are confusing me. And you are
I'm just guessing.
So Nyaugenya, and there is one of the other Niniki.
Yes.
Nyanza community.
I would like to get the name.
Nyahomabe tuseme. Ama Kindu. That means you're from Kindu. Yeah. A girl from Kindu. See, at least I know. Okay? Yeah, yeah, that one because that one is in my favor. Okay? So Nyaugenya, the dad is just wishing, I wish my son could have married a Nyaugenya, okay? Because we are from Nyahomabe, all right? We are from Homabe. We are from Homabe. Unaona? So ameoa Nyaembu. Unaona? Ni sawa tu Nyaembu ni mzuri, but at the end of the day, Nyaloka. Unaona? Ni mzuri, lakini kuna vile tu kasichana kenye tunaongea tukikaa nako chini kana nifurahisha kana niambia, we talk the same language. I just wish that brings what unsupportive relatives. So unapata baka family gatherings, they are like, this one even is not hearing what we are saying now. Then the village with our children they're just all over, but we are not flowing. There's like a disconnect. Our brother, did you make a mistake?
For me, at that point, it is your spouse that matters.
And to some extent, you are told in some tribes, which I am so 100% sure, where ujaoa until uowe kutoka kwenu.
Yeah, there are some that say that.
Yeah.
But that also for me, it all depends with your person. Do you know there are people who don't like people from the tribe?
Yeah. So many.
Yeah, so me and I also kwetu.
Because of maybe some of the behaviors they have seen.
So also the kind of a person you want in terms of character.
Or the person you've met and loved.
Yeah.
Okay?
So the thing is it should be there. Matter of fact, it is so wrong for you not to support your brother or stand with his wife because it's from Kerugoya. That is so uncouth.
Yeah. You're backward.
You're very backward.
You're still behind.
You're angry with people because your mother does not talk to you, or now you leave this guy whom you love because your brother
does not accept them.
Yeah, because happen no simjalo. No, huyu ni Okuyu. Huyu ni Mkamba.
Na wanaitangwa Okuyu.
So you find that is wrong.
Wrong.
That is wrong. At the same time also, are you married for your mother? Are you married for your sister?
Most of the time, this thing again also has to be like a rubber stamp. You have to have the approval of your parents is very important, and their heart. They would prefer you don't marry Okuyu, you marry Nyaugenya.
No, at that point your decision matters.
Yes.
What you want takes the day.
Yeah, and you said a very heavy statement, and you said, let love win. Did you say something like that?
Let love take the love,
Yeah, okay. That's I think the conclusion of that of that point is the this unsupportiveness. They tend now to not be supportive on you because hawaelewi culture yako, hawaelewi njia zenu, na wewe ukienda kwao pia wanakuweka kando, they sideline you. If there is a brother who was married from their tribe, it becomes more the relational, you can feel it, you can see that they are relating better with that one than you, who is from a different culture, who's from a different tribe. And the unsupport is there, and it is a challenge.
It is there.
How do you handle the unsupport from the relatives?
You see what? You cannot force what they don't want to give you.
Yeah.
You cannot force it at all. You cannot force your mother-in-law to accept your sister-in-law to take you in. For that, you stay on your league. Stay on your league, stay on your pace. Yeah, just they don't want to. There's nothing much you can do about it. Just stay on your, stay on your own line.
That is why for me, in the remedy for that, when you have unsupportive relatives because you're of a different culture, of a different tribe or race, the support you 101% need or should have is the support of your spouse.
Your spouse.
If you lack that one, you're in trouble.
You're done.
Because if uko na backup yake, yeye ndiye atakuwa company yako ushago.
True.
Your husband will be your company. Matter of fact, they will look and admire the way their son is so supportive of the wife, when even he's trying to interpret what she's not understanding, or trying to show her around the village, trying to show her around culture. This is our food. This is how we eat obusuma, the brown one. In the kitchen, the man is showing her how to cook. Okay, that kind of support. If you have it from your spouse, you have it all. Unfortunately, if you don't have it, then you're in trouble. And that should begin when? The support from your spouse.
From the first day.
From the first day. What about if it changes along the way?
If it changes, it still continues. The support continues.
No, if it changes, if the support breaks. If he stops being supportive. From the word go, he was supportive. But hapa katikati, things are changing. He has become, he's not on your side.
What else would you do? There's nothing much you will do.
No, you go back to the drawing board.
The drawing board is prayer.
You go back. Yeah, the drawing board one is prayer. Again, also talking. This is how we began. What happened? Nowadays, you're behaving this way. When you're in the presence of your people, this is the thing that is happening. That's the drawing board. Remind her of the support she gave you from the word go that made you comfortable in the setup of the cross-cultural marriage.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
You can discuss, you can talk about it.
So if you're experiencing unsupportive or in-laws who are not supportive because of you from the other culture, the only support you need is from your husband or from your wife. The others, welenga. It's not a must. If they give you the support,
fine.
Well and good. If they don't give you the support, then if you're getting it from your husband, you're getting it from your wife, that's all you need.
That's enough.
That's enough.
To carry the day. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we are at number 5, challenges in cross-cultural marriages. Number 5, loss of identity, especially for the kids.
The question is this. This is the question. If the man is kissy, the woman is kamba,
Yeah.
the children are which tribe?
They are definitely kissy.
Good. So there shouldn't be them getting lost there.
But see now why they get lost, This one I want you to see. Why they get lost is because mommy and daddy don't speak kissy in the house. They don't even hawaelewani lugha wenyewe. This one is Kamba, this one is Kisi, this one is Luya, this one is Luo, this one is Kukuyu, the other one is what? Is Pokot. That way now is now where the loss of identity comes in.
But you see now, they are not really lost because...
Okay, it is lost because what they say in one of the semis, Mwachamila ni mtumwa. That's the beginning of Mwachamila.
What happens is these children, as they grow up, the one that will pick is their fathers. It's there. It's a natural thing.
But do you agree that is if these children have not grown up speaking that language, like if you've grown up in a setup of in the village, you're in the village. Everyone in the village, at the end of the day, they speak what is there. Okay? If whatever tribe is there is what they speak, right?
They might get lost.
Yeah. But now, you're in a cross-cultural marriage where the tribes are different. Okay? These children will tend up growing in a home whereby is either Swahili or English. Or whichever other tribe maybe they pick. Spanish, French, that one. That is common in the house. At the end of the day, when they are grown up, when they have become bigger children, maturer kids, hawatakuwa na roots za tribe. They won't have the roots of ati I'm a Luo girl because my daddy is Luo, now I want to learn Luo. Before they catch it, the kind of English they are speaking is swallowing Luo. So that's what we are talking about. When you say loss of identity, that's where it begins.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
On the onset, they might lose it. On the onset. But as they go, they'll pick it. It's like the way there's no one.
Where will they pick it from?
It's like the way nobody taught you your vernacular. But you speak it. Who taught you?
I was taught because in the house I used to hear my parents speak.
Yes, but they never sat down to teach you like this.
I caught it because it was in the vicinity of my growing up.
There's that part. But
yes.
Also the part where by now.
This one is Luya and Kikuyu. Remember, hata mzee na mama hawaongei Kiluya wala Kikuyu kwa sababu they are from different tribes. They are talking Swahili or English.
They might get lost.
Yes.
But just for a season.
Now that's where I want to know, where do they pick it up and from whom?
They'll pick it from their father, definitely.
No, they'll pick it from where? Watalan kutoka wapi?
As they're growing up.
Remember huyu ni mtoto?
Me, as they're growing, they'll pick it. It's not something you can program and say, when they're 20, when they're 5. As the Iki too, you know, also this thing is a genes thing, it's a blood thing. At some point, as of skia, Iki tunikama na yelewa kidogo. Probably but it's something that's adaptive. It will just enter its season. As it grows out of now, I understand what you're saying. Especially if they live around.
Yeah, but the probability of the loss of identity is there and it is high.
It is.
Yeah, it is there and it is quite high. You find a child who is a Luo can't even greet in Luo.
That one, I blame the parents.
Yeah.
Especially the father. He should be able to take them to the village. Make them interact with others. Let the children learn 1, 2, 3 things.
Eh?
Yes.
Take them to the village.
Yes.
In quotes, village.
Yes.
In other words, in capital letters, village.
Yes.
Some of our villages, they are blessed.
Our graveyard.
They are very highly blessed. Okay?
All right. Are we almost? We have our time is finished.
Yeah. So, what is the remedy for that?
The remedy is
loss of identity especially for the kids.
Train them.
Yeah.
Train them. Let them meet people of their tribe once in a while. Talk to them. Send them. Give them. Teach them. Throw in one a bit here and there. They will catch it as they go.
What I usually say is give them the tips.
Yeah.
Okay. Let them know kuomba maji. Let them know to what is called this small basic things. Mm-hmm. Let them not be completely green.
Out, yes.
They know nothing. And also for the tribe of the mother, let them also catch one here and there. Like us when we were growing up, my mother and my father also are from cross-cultural marriages. So when we were growing up, where we grew up, most of our neighbors were from the tribe of my mother. So us, we are more connected to that tribe because we grew up hearing it a lot, like the whole day. It was like 3/4 of our neighbors were from the tribe of mom. So you find we had it a lot. So we are more connected to that tribe by the virtue of that is what we grew up hearing a lot, because the neighbors were of that tribe. Than the tribe of my father. So we know both tribes. But now what helps us again, like all of us grew up in terms of school, where we schooled, we went to the side of my father. So when we come back home over the holidays, we are in the tribe of my mom. When we go to school, we are in the side of my father. So we got to learn both tribes very well. No one can gossip from any point. So it is important for that point that the children should get to understand at least the basics of from both sides, both tribes. Number 6, conflicting parenting approaches, and this one especially is on the races. Conflicting parenting approaches. How you think children should be brought up.
Africa will believe in kiboko.
Yeah. Mzungu atakuangalia hivi ukichapa mtoto wake na akabisa mtadisagree. Conflicting, that is another challenge that is there. So unapata mama disciplines the children when dad is not there, or vice versa, because they believe in this is not how you handle children, this is not how you talk to children. Africans are rough, okay? Whites are very polite and extra polite until some things that should be handled with a certain level of weight are not given that weight, because they believe in amicability. Things you shouldn't shout.
I'm out.
Shouldn't shout. We can sit down and agree on this thing. You've had that tone. Time out. Hiyo ni ya Mwafrika. Mzungu angesema hivyo. Unaona? African man. That should just tell you the reality.
That is why we don't marry
of the African man in him. The difference is outright. So conflicting parenting approaches is another challenge, major challenge. Okay?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't want my child to grow up in Africa. Okay? I want my child to grow up from where I come from. Na hiyo ni mama anaongea.
That for me,
yeah,
how do you go about it? Is something you should discuss
before marriage.
Yeah. And let me say this. And I don't know why this thing is fading with time.
Yeah.
Whereby values and leadership is changing in terms of it's no longer the man is the head. We are together in this thing. So you're not my head. Both of us are heads. That is wrong. Because if this is the way, let's discuss it. The way I was raised, this is how we are raised. Where I come from, this is how we handle this matter. Where you come from, you don't deal with this. So let's have a bargaining point. So
I catch you with your own words. That if the man is the head of the home, you're married to a white man, the way he says you should raise his children, or your children, is the way you should go. Akina time out.
Yes.
Itikia.
Yes.
Itikia.
Yes.
So that is the way.
It might not be the right way.
Yeah.
But
that the people have to come to an agreeing point. And that one is best done before.
I agree, there must be a place of agreement.
Yeah.
I agree. But that does not overrule his leadership.
So when he thinks a child shouldn't be
beaten,
disciplined,
respect his rule. Respect it.
Hawa watoto watakuaje?
Vile watakuwa ni Mungu, because what? You don't want your marriage also to end badly. You don't want this marriage to look as a rebellious wife. You accept his leadership. Pole mkiongea, my husband, this is not right. In Africa, that we handle say, you Africans are no, but this is how we raise. Yes. Okay.
So the conflicting parenting approaches should also be handled like with an agreement.
An agreement, yes. This is how we're going to raise, yes, it should be.
This is how we are going to bring up our children. Yes. You marry from his side, he also marries from some of the parenting skills from your side, which by the time you mix the two, it becomes perfect.
It
becomes perfect, and the children now grow up with a taste of Africa, with a taste of whichever other race that you come from, which is beautiful. Okay, because we began by saying the importance of this thing being accepted, because right now the world is slowly becoming one. Is the intermarriages, the intercultures, the intertribes, the interraces will continue becoming what? Rampant as the time is going. So some of these challenges, if you're a single lady and you've had them, you have already gotten how to handle them.
Yes.
I think in all the 6 that we have handled today, the major challenges, there's no place whereby we've not said that some of these things should be handled or agreed upon from the word go. Right now that you're dating that Asian guy, get to agree on some things before you even say I do.
True.
Okay, some of the major things that you know are their tribes, their practices, their values, and you don't agree with them. Before you marry, before you get married in that home, agree with them. How do you handle in-laws? How do you handle parents? How do you handle, this one is more advantageous, especially for the singles. If in case inside the marriage he's changing or she's changing, going against your agreement, you need to sit down, go back to the drawing board. Okay? He said that the drawing board is one prayer. The drawing board again is what is happening. Nowadays we agreed on this. You're going against our word. What is all this? Then you come back again and agree on a certain thing that will be workable for both.
Every time before we close the program, we will ask a question. These are questions that people have sent, questions that people have asked, and most of the time, probably these people are watching on because we tell them we'll ask it on this thing called marriage. This is a question. A lady has been married, she's still married, and then it happened that when she was young, she messed up in terms of she had multiple abortions. So what is happening now? She can't take in a child. The husband is on her neck. She wants her to get a child. She has been trying and nothing is happening. There is pressure. The husband is saying, allow me go out, father a child, because I want my own child. Allow me go out, father a child, you're still my wife. If that woman accepts, she'll bring the child you raise for me. If not so, get me a baby. What do you think the lady should do? What do you think she should do? She's married and she messed up, so her womb was damaged somehow. So she can't take in. If she can't take in, now what is happening is she's under pressure to get pregnant. The husband, because of time, has told her, allow me go out, father a child, agree with that lady to bring the child home you raise for me. Or else, you give me a child. So there is pressure. What do you think the lady should do? The husband is saying, I need a baby. She can't give the husband the baby. And due to the mistake she did in the past. And now, the husband is asking, when I go out for that child and bring the child home. If the girl accepts, you raise her for me or him for me. If not, you give me a child. Let me read this. Someone said, good evening, Papa. To answer the question, they should come to Soar Home of Solution. If not, she should allow the husband to go out with another woman, but take the baby as her own.
Okay.
Brian. Okay. That's Brian saying the man should go out, the lady should allow the husband to go out and get a child with another woman, then bring the child home. Okay, what is your thought? What is your take? What is in your mind concerning this man wants a child, the wife can't give him a child because of some few mistakes she did when she was young.
Yeah.
But now, the man is saying, why don't I go out and get a child? Then I bring the child back home if the lady accepts. If not so, you give me a child.
Okay.
So what do you think she should do? What is your take?
My take is, number one, how even does it start that you're thinking as a man, the man is thinking to go and have another child with another lady? What is the process of getting children? These two have to sleep together. That number one is infidelity. How does he expect that to be right to the wife? Number two question, now is a question. How, before they got married, did he know the lady had a challenge or could not conceive?
He didn't know.
He didn't know. So he knew in marriage. Yes. So then now he has only one choice. Either to remain in marriage with her like that, they can make an adoption, get a child, or believe God.
The man wants his own.
Yeah, or believe God that God will heal the womb of the wife and they marry, or then walk out. Aenda afanya tu hizo vitu huko, asilazimishe bibi yake kulea mtoto wa mtu mwingine. And then give the option of, if at all, she agrees. You know, putting her in the place of, it's like you're really helping her. It's not easy for another woman to raise someone else's child, especially someone whom she knows, this is a seed of my husband and another woman. It is not easy.
True.
Matter of fact, it's not anything that can be handled.
Yes.
Right? It takes a big heart, okay, for such kind of a woman to raise such kind of a child.
True.
But now the thing is, if this secret came out in marriage, okay, and the man did not know, he has that option to stand by the wife until God does a miracle or walk out. Otherwise, the option of going and siring a child with another woman and bringing that child to the wife is out of this world. It's not possible.
But the women don't have no problem with that.
If there is no, you see, this thing again also is agreement.
No, as in there are other women, not this one. This one does not want that.
Yeah.
For me, as we close the program, is that the man should just be patient with the wife. God's the giver of children, and with time, as you pray, God will bring a child. You just don't need to go out. Don't commit fornication, sin. Don't do sin on the premise of want a baby. You should not do that. It's not good at all.
This thing called marriage.